Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show. That's the end of the first quarter. Luckily, I was only a minute in, but yeah, I'm here on the show. Talk about Smackdown tonight. Obviously, back to 3 hours. We're talking about was it the right decision or not, and we're gonna talk about all the stuff that happened tonight. First thing I really want to get into was Drew McIntyre revealing the stipulation for the 3 stages of Hell match against Cody Rhodes next week. That was a good segment, by the way, but I'd hate to sound negative about WWE, but oh my god. So, the 3 stages of Hell. 3 stages of Hell. The first match is a good old straight wrestling match. With some good graps there. Second match, a Falls Count Anywhere match. The third match, a steel cage match. WWE just always goes the safest route. Paul Sesame Street Levesque. Well, JD was right about this fuck. He's Sesame Street Levesque. Hulk across the street. Stuck it, Triple H. I'm the game. Suck it, Triple H. So disappointing. A regular match. They could have done any match, a straight wrestling match. Are you kidding me? This is supposed to be 3 stages of Hell. And they're doing a regular wrestling match. Dude, why even have 3 stages of Hell? Just have a regular one-on-one match. They made this the safest 3 stages of Hell match of all time. They had the opportunity to do a Hell in a Cell. But no, we're going to the steel cage. God. Hunter's a fucking idiot. Why are you booking Cody's second raid so badly? And the steel cage being third is so boring. 3 stages of Hell. The prime word is Hell. In all caps. And you go for those 3 matches. So lame. Leave it to WWE to give you the safest 3 stages match in the history of the company. I know here's what's going to happen, guys. Cody's going to win the first. Drew pins Cody in the Falls Count Anywhere. And Cody escapes the cage in the third to retain. Or Drew calls a DQ to give Cody a win that allows Drew immediately at the second fall, and Cody escapes the cage. What's the point of this if Drew's just going to lose again? But they chose the absolute safest matches, 3 stages of Hell, and proceeds to have normal matches. Only in 2026, folks. The big 2026, not 2025 anymore, the big 2026. And you're making it pretty fucking predictable. They're going to split the first 2, and then Cody's probably going to win the steel cage. It's just, I don't want to complain about it, but I don't know, man. That's it. I was expecting more. I don't know what I was expecting for 3 stages of Hell. I think the segment was incredible. I just find it very boring for the matches. Generic, basic, and boring. Most importantly, safe. Where's the risks? Do they not take risks anymore? I wish they'd give us at least one unique stipulation. Sesame Street Levesque. Kinda super underwhelming for 3 stages of Hell. That's just me, though. But we did see some NXT call-ups, I'm pretty sure. Trick Williams, I believe, is now on the main roster, making his official SmackDown debut next week. We saw Jordan Grace. We saw Trick Willie whoop that trick. So, back to 3 hours, and I think it's a great start for SmackDown. And also, Matt Cardona is signed to WWE. Yes, Matt Cardona. Damian Priest and Aleister Black had the 6th ever ambulance match, and that's stuff that happened, but much needed depth, like Jordan Grace, Matt Cardona, Trick Willie. Some much needed depth needed to Friday nights. Did it be knocked out of the park with tonight's SmackDown? Fans are still worried about a 3-hour format, but this is a great start to the year for sure. I'm not going to say 3 hours is the right move for now, but if they keep having good shows like this, okay, fine, 3 hours I think could be the right move. adding depth to the roster. I think it was a pretty good success to start 2026 for SmackDown. So, we're going to start with the airing of grievances. The Miz, the Mid, starts off the show as Corey Graves and Michael Cole were trying to give the introduction to the Shield. The Miz interrupted and said, "We don't get to celebrate the new year until he airs his grievances for 2025. He said not being part of John Cena's retirement tour was a huge mistake. Yeah, as if he didn't lose twice. He insulted the fans, and he said he deserves everyone's respect. He even called out Timothée Chalamet, who was a guest on Rhodes' podcast recently. He even brought up the tiny ball allegations on the board. Among other grievances, so when Randy Orton's music hit, Randy Orton returns to a big pop from the crowd. The Miz didn't seem all that upset to see him. He even tried to get the crowd to cheer louder for him. He tried to bring Orton to his rant and said they were locker room leaders. He also suggested forming a tag team, Miz KO. Orton didn't say a word, just hit an RKO, which got the biggest pop of the entire segment. This could have easily just been another random segment to start a feud, but they hit all the right notes. This, I guess, it was funny. Didn't overstay its welcome, but I don't know, man. I'm thrilled Randy Orton was announced, summoned back to work on Friday nights, but during a Miz segment just to deliver an RKO. But him being back is definitely fun. The Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jackson, Lash Legend versus Rio, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair. Now, this was, other than a couple of moves that didn't land, this was a solid match that was given enough time to breathe across a few segments. Io got the win for her team, so Sky, Ripley, Flair, and Bliss feed Asuka, Sane, Legend, Jax. You know, other than a few missed moves, a couple moves that didn't land, it's actually a pretty solid 8-woman tag match. And also, I like that it's giving Io and Rhea a great way to at least entertain them while they're not fighting for the big title, for the women's championship. Next, Kit Wilson comes out. I heard the music. I'm like, who the fuck is this? It's Kit Wilson. Green was trying to get out of her match tonight, but always put a stop to that. Then back in the ring, Kit Wilson made his way to the ring with no gear and no entrance music. And then the former Zack Ryder came out to face Wilson as himself, Matt Cardona. Cole and Grace talked about how we just saw him as Ryder a few months ago as the match began. Cardona won with the Rough Rider after short but decent it was short but decent back and forth fight. This was his first WWE win over 6 years, which is wild to think about. But I'm glad he's back. Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, who cares? He's back full time, but I like that he's Matt Cardona. And he's officially part of the SmackDown roster. Sami Zayn wants gold. But then here comes Trick Willie. After a break, Sami Zayn made his way to the ring in street clothes. He talked about how much fun he had getting to enjoy his show from the front row with his son when Cena retired. He said his son asked him how many times his one world title got to him. He declared that it's finally time for him to chase the title. That has been eluding him, but that led to Trick Williams interrupting him. And a huge pop from the crowd. Whoop that Trick. Good to see the crowd chanting that on the main roster. So he introduced him to Zayn and called himself a combination of Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, and Michael Jackson. He said he wants to be the world champion. It won't take him 20 years like Sami Zayn. Zayn said he knows Williams is good, but isn't afraid to humble him and teach him a lesson. Zayn left the ring without any fighting, but it's clear that this will be Trick's first feud on SmackDown and a pretty good partner in Sami Zayn. This is a pretty standard segment, but it created intrigue for potential feud, so it did its job. But yeah, good seeing Trick Williams. Man, he's good on the mic, I'll tell you that. He has a hell of charisma. So that's probably be his first feud. I think his first match next week, though, is against Rey Fenix. Carmelo Hayes versus Johnny Gargano. Another great match. It seemed unlikely that Hayes will lose his title in his first defense, but Gargano was a great first challenger to help establish him as a fighting champion. Melo scored the win with a huge diving leg drop, so Carmelo Hayes defeated Johnny Gargano in a phenomenal match. They did not disappoint, put on a really good show. So we talked about the stages of hell. So Cody came out, gave a promo about his mentality being the WWE champion. He said he works as hard or is as prepared as he is for what's coming. McIntyre finally appeared, but he was on the big screen in front of Rhodes' bus instead of joining him in the ring. and he gave the stages of hell. And he revealed he took a picture of Cody and Dusty Rhodes from his tour bus, stomped on it. Rhodes took off to go find him backstage, and the cameras followed him. McIntyre ended up tricking him and showed up in the ring with a garbage can. He set the photo on fire and dropped into the can, but it seemed to take longer than expected for the picture to ignite. Several officials held Cody back as Drew taunted him, so... Even with several other segments between these two in recent weeks, this one stood out for being one of the most personal. McIntyre settled into his role as a heel nicely, man. I hope he wins the championship. We got another video package about Bafemi, so his move to Smackdown seems inevitable. Jade Cargill took credit for injuring Meechin in their last match. Grace showed up and said she wanted to take a good look at the champion before choosing if she signs with Smackdown. I mean, I can't blame her for taking a look at Jade Cargill. I would too. So, this seems like Jordynne Grace is going to be in the main roster on SmackDown. Julia versus Chelsea Green. So, we got the men's U.S. title earlier in the show, but now it's time for the women's title. In a somewhat surprising outcome, Julia ended up getting the win with the Northern Lights bomb. James helped her celebrate winning the title for a second time. So, Julia wins the championship. My only thing is, if they aren't adding a significant number of women to the division, having a second ring for Julia will mean nothing, and you'll be right back in the same position they were in last year. But hopefully they add more women to the division, so her reign can start off good, the second reign, and just, why does Kiana James have to be paired with her? Kiana James can do good on her own. So can Julia. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. This was fantastic. Priest put Black inside the ambulance and shut the doors to get the win. They made this a hard-fought contest. They'll definitely leave some marks to probably tomorrow, but Priest defeated Aleister Black. WWE gave them a long time to work, so they're able to take their time and sell the bigger moments. When Vega opened the door to the ambulance, Rhea appeared and chased her into the ring so she could get a riptide. Priest ended up blinding Black with a fireball, just like Black had done months ago. They ended up on top of the ambulance where Priest sent Black crashing through the two tables on the floor, and they put him in the ambulance. The ambulance not having any specific local logos and just the word ambulance on the side was pretty funny. But yeah, this was Priest and Black have worked together on many occasions, so I'm not surprised it was a good match, and hopefully their feud's over. But when Raw was running at 3 hours every week, the show started to become sluggish, so they were worried seeing what happened to SmackDown, obviously for many fans, including me. But this may be the only first episode, but it felt between, like, it struck the right balance between in-ring action and non-wrestling segments. It did a good job featuring a mix of top talent and up-and-coming superstars too. The return of Cardona to WWE on a full-time basis is going to be a point of discussion, as will Julia winning the championship. Most of the matches were decent, but Hayes and Gargano stole the show. Good segment between Zayn and Trick Williams. Rhodes and McIntyre did a great job hyping up their big match last week. And Black and Priest closed the episode with a physical performance that capped off their feud. All in all, wasn't a bad way to spend a few hours on Friday night watching SmackDown for once. Give it a 7 out of 10. I actually enjoyed it tonight for the most part. So, yeah, that's all to say. Leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace, and leave your thoughts, comments below.